Hello, everybody.
Hello, Coach.
Go ahead, fire away.
Anybody? Against the Commanders, you kicked it deep a couple times. In the
Yeah,
second
later
half.
on we did, yeah.
Yeah, what was?
I mean, we knew going in that, like I said, going into the game that they're number one on kickoff return, and then they didn't let us down on the first one. They had a big one there, and then we kicked to them again, and they got one out to the 35, and then we kicked to them again, and the ball went out of bounds at the one. Great kick by Butker, so that was a plus. But then the next time we kicked off, we're up by 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns or whatever it was, and then we just said, let's just kick the touchback here, and you got to respect teams that are hitting it on kick return. And they were, and we're going to keep getting better as we go.
Dave, what's the frustration with the penalty?
Excuse me?
What's the frustration with the penalty?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. In a return game, we had 3 penalties. We had the penalties a couple weeks ago, and then we didn't have the penalties, and then we had the penalties again. So it's a sign of a young group. We got to keep working. We're working hard. We're trying to finish people, and we just got to learn, at the point of attack, when to finish and when to let off, and that's when the penalties come, is right at the point of attack. And I'm not mad at the how hard and the effort that the guys are giving, and we want to keep that going. But at the same time, you got to be smart. So we got to keep working.
How much does the wind stand out in this particular stadium in Buffalo?
It's every time we go, it's windy, it's rainy. It seems like every time. It's kind of weird that way. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the weather. I don't know what we're going to get, but it's always a factor. It seems like every time.
For your young players in those situations where you've had a couple calls and not had a couple calls, how hard is it to figure out what they're supposed to be doing? And are there different refereeing crews that call it differently, or
I'm not going to go there. I mean, it's just. I mean, when you go back and watch the tape, you see the penalty, you see what they saw. It wasn't like these calls are coming out of nowhere. I see what they're doing. I mean, I see what they see. And then you could coach off it. You could see where you could have did a better job, and that's all you keep doing. You keep pounding it, and we'll keep getting better at it.
Is it easier to hold maybe with this new kickoff than maybe the old one used to be?
There's holding on every return. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, there's holding on every return. I mean, you can go watch it, you'll see it. It's just a matter of how blatant it is, and that's really what it comes down to.
How much are you trying to get across to the guys in the meeting rooms that you're negating a lot of what Nico has?
Yeah, let's make. I mean, we are. We're better than what we are playing right now. I mean, because we're not getting those returns, on the board, and when we do, we're going to be where we should be, and we're just not there yet.
Couple more.
Did the kick that
Yeah.
Harrison have a new?
No, he was trying to kick directionally. He showed a left kick, and we got the return was a little out of position, and it was a great kick. I mean, because anytime you have to run for it towards the sideline without being a kick out of bounds, I mean that's a perfect setup. And it bounced off his shoulder, and then once he touched the ball, it doesn't matter now. It's the fact that it went out of bounds was a plus. That went out at the 1, because if he muffed it and then it went into the end zone, and then he downed it, it would have been out the 20. So, we got a good bounce there.
We've talked about some of the dead kicks or whatever they're calling them that some other people are doing. Is Harrison working on anything?
Oh yeah, he does that a lot. He practices a lot. But it's it's kind of nerve-wracking in a game to really stress, get it outside the red line, which is only 5 yards from the sideline. I mean, you gotta aim at the numbers, and then have your margin of error in between, plus or minus, outside the numbers. That's what you're shooting for. In practice, I mean, with no pressure, he could dart him in there pretty good. But to do it in a game, that's all of a sudden you get one out of bounds like we had in a game, and then and then you're looking like, why are you doing that? So
last Sunday, when you knew that one of your family members was on the losing side, how did the rest of your family?
Yeah, it was. I felt bad for him. I mean, he's 32 years old. He's a grown man, but he put a lot into that game. I know that. And then he was really wanting to come out the other end of it, and it went our way, and then you feel bad. You're hugging him at the end, and he's kind of down. You know exactly how he feels, and it's you know but I'm just proud of where he's at right now, and we're both so fortunate to do what we do.
Last one, Zach.
Hey, Dave, Matt Ariza began his career at Buffalo. Can you speak to what he does for you since he came here?
Yeah, you just reminded me about that. I mean, the last time we played Buffalo, he ran down. I don't know if you guys remember. He ran down there and made a tackle. I mean, he was like a nut. I'm gonna make sure he does. He pulls back a little bit, but yeah, it's special anytime you go back. I mean, they drafted him, and I know he's gonna have some added pressure to do a great job. You got to keep your head on straight. So. I mean, once you reminded me, I forgot what your question was, but I mean, I know Matt. It's going to be a big game for Matt.
What has he done since he arrived in Kansas City?
Oh, okay, yeah, he's gotten a lot better. I mean, he's better with pooch punts. Obviously, you see that happening now. His directional, he can go right and left. Where before it was just really kind of one dimensional, one way. Now, and he's doing a good job. I mean, we're not. We don't punt first. I mean, we haven't punted in the first quarter, second quarter, third, everything until the fourth quarter. So it's kind of special that he can stay ready, just kicking balls to a net basically, and then coming in off the bench cold and going out and giving us a good punt. And he's done that the last couple of weeks. So he's gotten a lot better.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thanks.